Welcome to the Defense and Aerospace Report. I'm Vago Muradian here at the Surface Navy Association's annual symposium in Northern Virginia, where our coverage is sponsored by GE Marine and Leonardo DRS. And we're here on the Northrop Grumman stand to talk to Mike Meaney, who is the Vice President for Land and Maritime Sensor Systems. Mike, great to see you. I should also point out to our audience that Northrop Grumman sponsors our weekly cyber report as well as our cyber coverage. We're in front of the SEWIP. Have to do that because I know that it's part of your guys' logo, which is walk us through what the acronym is, because I'm sure, I always get the electronic on that in the wrong place.
So it's SEWIP stands for Surface Electronic Warfare Improvement Program. And this is a major program the Navy's been investing in for about 10 years to upgrade all of their ships to a next generation EW capability. They're procuring this in blocks. We're the supplier of the Block 3 capability, which is the electronic attack capability on the ship.
And this is a critical capability, certainly for the crew des guys, but you guys are trying to put this on the Lima-class ships, on the amphibious ships, and then go on to a smaller generation of surface combatants as well, the frigate and the littoral combat ship. Talk to us a little bit about the capabilities of this, because electronic warfare and electromagnetic warfare writ large has become something that became an elevated priority. I remember that CNO Greenert is the guy who started that drive and focus when we went to these next generation systems. Walk us through the kind of capability this gives you forward at a time when we're trying to counter great powers that are very, very active in the electromagnetic spectrum.
Exactly, and so this is an urgently needed capability because our enemies have more and more capable anti-ship missiles that they're firing against our ships, and in great volume. So there's only so many defensive weapons you can carry on a ship to affect a hard kill solution. You need a soft kill solution like a SEWIP system. And what this does is it engages as those anti-ship missiles as they're inbound, determines exactly where everyone is, and then it puts the effective jamming in place so that they do not hit the ship and they veer away or they somehow do not hit the ship. So that's the ultimate critical capability. And the thing that is unique about electronic warfare is you have an unlimited magazine of those electronic attack shots you can take. So you can be engaging many things simultaneously and effectively keep that ship and its sailors safe.
How do you stay ahead of this game? Because it is a very, very contested space. Our adversaries know what our strategic advantages are. And also they are very good at penetrating even our most classified capabilities to gain those kind of insights that allow them to circumvent such systems. How are you guys tackling that bit of it? Because unfortunately in this game, you don't know what the adversary's advantage is, unfortunately, until the shooting starts. How do you maintain that edge all the time to look ahead to possible eventualities to make sure that you're maintaining the edge?
So it starts with an open architecture. You need a fundamental open architecture so that people can contribute to your system throughout its entire life. And that's what we put into our SEWIP Block 3 system. And then it follows that with having very wide band frequency apertures. That way you can cover anything from DC to daylight that would potentially be a threat to that ship in the future. And then fundamentally our architecture is a software-defined, hardware-enabled system. And what that means is the hardware is in place, it's highly capable, and then you just use software to upgrade it to add mission capability over time. This system's derived from the ONR Integrated Topside Program prototype system, called INTOP for short. And on that program, we demonstrated the ability of this basic architecture to do EW, communications, radar, and information operations, all out of one set of apertures. While we're doing SEWIP today for just electronic attack, it ultimately has that ability to, with software upgrades only, provide multiple different functions for the Navy in the future. And
talk to us about what or when we should expect the new blocks of this system to come on. Where are you anticipating getting on the amphibious ships? When do you expect to be on frigates and LCS? Because the Navy is looking at this as an integrated capability as part of its integrated both battle network, sensor network, as well as shooter network.
Exactly. So the initial capability that we're developing for the Navy is designed to go on DDG-51 destroyers. And then we've made the system modular and scalable so it can scale up to the large deck ships, and then we're working on a scaled down version for the smaller ships like an FFGX. We're under contract right now to finish the EMD development of our Block 3 capability. We have it in our large anechoic facility that we've installed at our Baltimore location, and the entire system's in there. We're adding capability to it via software, and we'll be shipping it out for land-based testing at the end of 2020. We also have a contract from the Navy for production. 2 limited rate initial production units. Those are in assembly right now. We've actually just started system level assembly on those 2 units, and those will be shipped out and installed on ships in the 2021 timeframe. After installation, then they'll go out for some sea-based trials. What's really exciting for us right now is the Navy's put on the street a competitive RFP for production of the SEWIP systems. Up to 35 systems can be acquired, and we're in the process of delivering our proposal in the next couple of days in response to that competitive need. So we're putting a very compelling value proposition on the table for the Navy, and we've listened very carefully to them about what their key needs are, and we think we're putting an outstanding value on the table for the Navy.
And very, very quickly, how many units ultimately do you think this program consists, and what's sort of the revenue figure that goes with it? Because folks have a tendency of thinking, this is how much a warship hull costs, for example, or this is how much a submarine costs, without really fully appreciating how critical and how much value actually there is in subsystem elements like this.
So the Navy's published they expect to buy 49 of the current configuration that goes on DDG 51 ships. Probably a smaller quantity for the large deck, there just aren't that many of them, but a significant increased number for the smaller FFGX class. The FFGX is not a firm requirement yet. Personally, I believe any ship going forward needs a soft kill capability because of this balance of hard kill versus soft kill capability you need, and this is a great value for its money. It pays for itself many times over in just one engagement.
And do we have is this a $500 million program, $1 billion program, a $10 billion program?
So in excess of several $1 billion in total need.
Fantastic. Mike, best of luck on the program. Mike Meaney, who's the Vice President for Land and Maritime Sensor Systems at Northrop Grumman. By the way, very, very cool logo. Very 40s, 50s, 60s. You guys went to a very classical, historic aerospace logo.
So, our original logo that we published for Northrop Grumman was established about 20 plus years ago when Northrop and Grumman merged together. We felt it was time to refresh it and come up with something that reflects truly where our company is heading well into the future, defining possible for our customers and our users.
And the little boomerang looks reminiscent of both the B-2 and the B-21 bomber.
So...
Well, that's an interpretation of one of the guys on the air side of your program. I'm not going to ask you to talk about it. Mike, best of luck. Awesome logo, and great talking to you again. Thanks, sir.
Thanks.